Hello agents and welcome back to another Division video. We're back on the PTS and I have been asked a bunch of times to take a look at the new strikers changes that they have made. Now I stayed away from strikers for a little while when they made the changes to it and they put the patch notes out, which I will throw up on screen right now. I thought that they'd not made the changes. So it says the main talent reduced the number of stacks lost on missed shots from 3 to 2. And on the backpack talent, no longer reduces number of stacks lost on missed shots. And the new one increases total weapon damage gained per stack of Striker's Gamble from 0.5% to 0.65. Now because I didn't use Strikers a lot in TU9 or before that when it came out, I got the whole PTS patch notes confused, and when it said no longer reduces number of stacks lost on missed shots, I thought they had just not included that change. Now I spoke to Inigo live on his stream and he put me straight, and they have actually made the changes. So what I'm going to do, I will throw up the TU9 Strikers gear set on the screen now so that this makes sense, and I'll throw up the comparison of what it looks like now on the PTS ready for TU10. And when we look at it, the 2-piece and the 3-piece are both the same, but what you can see is on Striker's Gamble they have actually made a change. So 1 stack is still lost on each second, but now it says 2 stacks are lost on every time you miss, whereas before it was 3 times. But on the old server on TU9, it decreased stacks lost on missed shots of Striker's Gamble from 3 to 2 on the risk management talent. So there we see that it was reducing the number of stacks lost. Well, that's now built into the main 4-piece bonus. They reduced it down from 3 to 2. And they changed the risk management talent altogether, and it increases the damage. And I think how it came across in the patch notes was a little bit confusing. Me and a bunch of other people I think were expecting that the backpack talent would increase the damage but also no longer reduce the number of stacks lost on missed shots. Which if you think about it probably would have been super OP, because at what point would it ever lose or reset the stats? But it would have been nice to be able to keep the stacks up for a bit longer essentially, because when you see, I'm going to put some clips and I'm going to put some gameplay at the end of this video, I always find it really hard to keep the stacks up even when I come across great big chungas, which I will show you now. It just seems really hard to consistently keep them up unless you've got something huge to fire into. And even when you've got something huge to fire into, to get to 100% and keep it there, it's pretty much impossible. Certainly in a solo heroic scenario. I tried it with the Eagle Bearer, I tried it with a MG5, thinking that more bullets might help me in doing this, and it just wasn't for happening. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take a look at some gameplay. I'm going to talk through it a little bit and then I'll let the rest of the gameplay just play out. Very quickly, here is the build that I used. I wanted to use the chest piece and the backpack for the talents so that we got the bonuses from them. The chest piece one, as you can see, is press the advantage to put Striker's Gamble from 50 to 100. And then obviously the backpack one we have just gone over. Everything's rolled for weapon damage, crit hit damage and crit hit chance to get as close to 60 as possible. On the Eagle Bearer I'm 55.5 and I'm on 58% on the LMG. I could change the mods around and get to 60. It was more to test the actual Striker's gear set itself, and if getting to full stacks and maintaining that damage output is possible, and if it's going to be usable rather than just, using glass cannon, vigilance and an all yellow set. So here we are at Lincoln Memorial, we are on heroic. I'm just going to set this footage off, just skip into it, there we go. And The first thing you'll notice is obviously I'm missing some shots. Nobody's 100% accurate with an AR or an LMG or even a rifle. But I want to aim for the head. So I'm using the Eagle Bearer. Even though it does have an accuracy bonus, it's not the most accurate of ARs. This was actually in phase 2 of the PTS. It's had a very slight buff in phase 3, but it's still not a laser beam. So I'm instantly thinking, you know, you're going to be cornered into using some kind of AR that is an absolute laser beam. But you can see I'm sat at probably, you know, what, 10% of the bar after clearing the first section. And so I'm still not getting the full damage bonus from the set. And if I was using an all yellow build, the talents would be consistently giving me the damage output all of the time. You know, I'm trying to hit the head there, but I'm just thinking as I'm playing, this is a bad idea. I'm not even getting to the bonus of the chest talent where I could get above 50 stats to even get close to be getting 100. I'm by myself as well, so I've not got the problems where I would have in a team where other people would be killing things or shooting things at the same time. Distant kills become a problem. Maybe using strikers in this way isn't intended. Maybe it's intended to be an up close and personal set. That really wouldn't make much sense. So I come to the end of that section again. Quarter of the way through was the best that I got to. Now this is the section that's super interesting. It's also the clip that I showed at the beginning of the stream, in that there's a heavy in this section, a grenadier heavy. And I put a load of bullets into him with my MG5 and I still don't get to max stats. I get over 50%, which, okay, great. But the fact I'm not aiming for headshots, I'm already losing damage. I'm having to shoot body shots to try and build the stacks up. If I could shoot a certain amount of body shots, get that bonus really far up, and then switch to body shot, and then switch to headshots, sorry, it might be some value in it. But it would certainly depend on how much the damage bonus is. Maybe the damage bonus would need a buff at that point. And when speaking to an Eagle before, he made a very good point. He said that when you kill an enemy, there's also a certain amount of dead bullets that go into that enemy's dead bullets, because nobody's, you know, that quick at stopping shooting an enemy, that you don't waste any bullets at the end of that. As you can see, I did there. And even with this guy now super close, what you'll see is when I go to kill him in a second, there's an element there of 2 to 3 bullets on every kill that are just going nowhere and therefore reducing my stats. And that happens every time. I'm just going to slow this clip down so that you can see what I mean by losing stacks into dead bad guys or just thin air when you've killed the enemy. I put a lot of shots into this guy. I'm not missing at this point. And then 1, 2, 3 bullets missed, plus an amount into his dead body, and therefore all the stacks that I got just from killing him have completely disappeared. I've not even got a bonus at this point. I've just cleared out some enemies. I haven't got a bonus. It seems like it's just pretty crazy. It's just not working very well, unfortunately. So I think this one certainly does still need some work. I'm going to fast forward the clip on a little bit so that we get to the point where the heavy comes out. So here's the heavy. You can see I'm just going for body shots to try and get my strikers up. And I've got near to halfway at that point. I had to stay out of cover a little bit longer to try and get the stacks up, so I was at a little bit more risk. But the reward from the risk was almost zero. Already the stacks have gone. And for me to put that much time into shooting an enemy and only get to halfway, and therefore only receive half of the damage buff, I mean, something's wrong here. I'm hitting him and hitting him and hitting him, and it felt like the stacks weren't going up while he was reloading his gun. Unfortunately, it just makes it not viable. I'm going to let the rest of the level play out. There isn't much of it. I die about halfway through and decided that it really wasn't worth trying to complete the level with strikers. I think the point has been proven at this point. But let me know what you think in the comments down below, guys. Let me know if you've had much more success with a different combination of strikers. I would certainly be interested to know. Come and check me out over on Twitch, twitch.tv/DJTICKLE. Check out my links in the description. Hit the subscribe button for plenty more Division content and the bell notification to get notified. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye.
Rogue agent detected. Rogue sniper turret detected. Rogue artillery turret detected. Rogue defender drone detected. Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent